What is going on, everybody? It's Uzo here, and today's video is all about the Aaron/Evan revamp. Now, we're going to go over a little bit of what skills and differences we're going to see in this upcoming update, and we're going to run through it fairly quickly just so we don't have to spend too much time. There's a lot of stuff that's different. We're going to touch on things that I actually know for a fact are changing, not too much on the new skills, but we get to look at some nice animations while we're at it. So without any further ado, let's begin. So scrolling down, we're going to start off with Aaron's and the changes that they have. First off, we have combat step, which is more or less the same, but is going to get a bit of an animation update. It's been the same for quite a while. You get back to Reborn, which is a return skill with a 300-second cooldown, which is actually fairly short, except for Reborn has a boat to get to Victoria Island, so it's not particularly useful unless you're doing something like a job advancement. You get a link skill, which gives you extra EXP from combo kill orbs, and those things can add up when you're grinding pretty hard. So that's a pretty good link skill. Maybe when you'd want to put on a new character for one of the burning characters, we're going to get this next update. Anyway, moving on. Combo ability, more or less the same. Smash Swing is going to be your new main attacking skill. Now, before you had 3 different swings, they've combined all of them into one skill that's going to get upgraded each job advancement. Now, moving on, we have Smash Wave, which is going to be your shoot the beam out of the polearm thing from the first job, but now it's going to change a little bit when you're in adrenaline boost mode. It's going to turn into Combo Fenrir, which we thought was gone, but it's still here. So moving on, most of the skills are going to be the same. When we get down to body pressure, that is now a toggle skill instead of a buff that will have a limited time. Now let's move on to second job advancement. There are a couple other changes as well. We have Final Charge, which is now kind of a mobbing skill, and you get a stun that's going to last for 10 seconds. Helpful depending on the situation. Final Toss is going to be moved from third job to second job. It is a mobility skill in my opinion, but it also works as an offensive skill. And we have Rolling Spin, which one thing that you will notice in this update is that they got rid of Combo Tempest, which is hands down one of the best mobbing skills in the game. They've gotten rid of it, so now they have to add mobbing capabilities to other skills, hence Rolling Spin, which now has 10 mobs instead of the previous 6. So skills like Drain are going to be more or less the same. Snow Charge, you lose 25% damage. This isn't skill damage, this is overall final damage. So it's quite a big nerf. Now, what I'm guessing is that they're going to try and compensate the skill percentage loss with the attack speed buff that Aarons are supposed to get in this update. So you're going to see a lot of decreases in attack and damage, but just keep in mind that attack speed is going up, so that's where the compensation is supposed to be. Polearm Mastery, more or less the same. Dynamic Mastery increases damage when you're using the combo commands. Swing Research is going to passively update, or not, I guess not passively, update or upgrade Smash Swing. Physical Training is the same, and Final Attack is the same. Now, moving on to third job skills. Again, another nerf. Advanced Combo Ability, you do lose 30 attack. That's not it. The stacks that you get, you lose 1 attack per stack, going from 3 to 2. So you lose about 40 attack with this skill in the new revamp. It's kind of a lot. Moving on, we have Arrow Swing, which allows your character to actually attack in midair, which is pretty dope, if you ask me. Moving on, Adrenaline Boost, which is the mode that is going to give increased damage to all of your skills, and a couple extra effects here and there. Final Blow has been moved from a 4th job skill to a 3rd job skill, which removes some of its hyper skill modifications, actually all of them hyper skill modifications. And then we have Judgment, more or less the same skill with a slight damage decrease. And then Gathering Cacher, which is a rake skill, which is really nice since Aaron is a close combat melee class. Skills like Blessing Maha and Might actually show a little bit more of what I was talking about earlier, where the class has been decreased with passive buffs and active buffs that give attack and damage. Blessing Maha actually loses about 10 attack, going from 30 attack to 20 attack, and Might loses about 40 attack, going from 50 to 10. So that's quite a significant reduction in attack. Cleaving damage is more or less the same skill. And now we're at 4th job. So 4th job, you get to see these nice animations. And look at this. Beyonder is now a 4th job skill. It does get a lot of its percentages nerfed, so to speak. I say nerfed in that sense, quote unquote. It goes from the first hit being 450 by 6 to 285 by 5, the second hit being 500 by 6 to 300 by 5, and the third hit being 550 by 6 to 315 by 5. So you can see that there's quite a lot of percentages missing here. So again, attack speed, just think attack speed when you're seeing these percentages. If you're an Aaron, do not be discouraged just yet. Moving on, we have this cool looking skill, Boost and Storm of Fear, kind of akin to maybe Tempest, upgraded version of Tempest maybe, and the Angelic Buster skill, I forget what it's called, but it's like a purple tornado. This skill, along with Boost and Hunter's Targeting, which is a single target skill, are going to be your Adrenaline Boost, either single target or mobbing options. You can only use these once per Adrenaline Boost state, so choose wisely. Moving on, we have High Mastery, High Defense, Maple Warrior, Hero's Will, which are essentially the same skills, just carried over. And we have Swift Move, which is Sudden Strike in GMS, which just adds skills that get the final damage boost, or the skill percentage increase, I should say. There's a couple new ones on there. Dynamic Mastery 2, again, is going to increase damage when using the skill commands. Swing Research 2 is again going to upgrade Smash Swing, and Advanced Final Attack is going to be the same skill. Now we get into hyper skills, where I said earlier that Final Blow is no longer a 4th job skill, so its hyper skill modifications are also gone, but it has been replaced with Beyonder or Beyond Blade, which is going to be called in GMS. So most of your hyper skills are probably going to go into those 3, and maybe into Swing, and most definitely Adrenaline Boost. You get Adrenaline Generator, Maha's Domain, and you get Hero's Oath, of course, because it is a hero class. Maha's Domain is essentially just a giant polearm that falls from the sky. Just pretty dope. And that's pretty much Aaron's in a nutshell. Now, we do have a later patch after the initial Heroes Reborn update, which shows a couple of skill changes for Aaron, so we can go ahead and cover those now. Drain gets nerfed from 5% heal to 2%. Not too big of a change, but I'm kind of wondering why they decided to do that, considering it's so small. Cleaving attack goes from 30% boost damage, boss damage boost, to 30% total damage boost. So it's overall damage for everything, bosses and normal mobs included. Adrenaline boost, the duration has been increased from 10 to 15 seconds. The damage boost has been decreased from 500 to 400, but you get a passive increase on all skill damages by 100%. Pretty nice. Beyonder has a delay, or a decrease in delay, so it is going to be faster. Again, attack speed. Think attack speed when you read the patch notes. And Boost and Hunter's Targeting has its damage decreased, but it has its lines increased. So it's now 15 lines instead of 10, and the cap is at 100 mil. So that's pretty nice. Now let's switch gears a little bit and move on to Evan. So a couple new things. Evan no longer has 10 job advancements. It's now only 4, traditional. And now you have fusion skills, which kind of give you passive damage boosts when using both Myrrh and Evan. So to start off, we have a return skill with a 90-second cooldown, quite lower than the Aaron return skill. But the Rune Persistence Link skill, not my favorite. I'm not sure if that increases the duration of the special effects that runes have, or it also increases the EXP benefit that runes have. We'll have to wait and see for that. So Circle of Mana is going to be your main attacking skill. That's going to get upgraded every class or every job, first, second, third, and fourth. Teleport, Magic Guard, Dragon Soul, pretty much the same. Linked Magic, 20 magic attack, 20% max MP. You know, it's kind of the same as what it was. Dragon Sparking is a final attack skill with a 40% chance to activate 100% damage. Second job, we have Circle of Mana 2. Again, same thing, just upgraded from first job. Circle of Wind, which knocks back enemies. Dragon Swift, I want to say that was a third growth skill previously, and now it's just a second job skill. And it no longer procs Damage Reflect. Nice. Swift of Wind throws blades in every direction, I believe, if that's the skill I'm thinking of. And then we have Return, which summons Myrrh, and various effects can be activated. Swift Return increases damage taken by enemies, And let's see, High Wisdom is going to be more or less the same skill, giving us int. Understanding is going to be a 20% increase in total damage and 30% stance, which is really nice. Spell Mastery is going to be the same skill. Support Jump. Now, if you watched my Aaron Evan revamp speculations, you will know how excited I am about this up jump. I love mobility on classes. We already have Teleport. Dragon Blink, as you can see, has not been seen yet. So mobility is the key, is major key alert. Magic Booster, going to boost you by 2 stages, and Advanced Dragon Sparking is 100% final attack. I don't know if they're going to keep that 100% final attack, though. We'll have to see, because that's essentially an extra line of damage. Circle of Mana 3, now we're in 3rd job, is going to be, again, that upgraded skill. Let's see, Circle of Thunder is going to be like Dragon Thunder that we saw in the previous Evan class. Dragon Dive looks like it could be maybe an Earthquake, comparison kind of thing. Kind of looks like there'll be a similar skill. And if Dragon Dive hits an enemy using Damage Reflect, you will not take any damage. Very nice. Dive Return will increase attack speed stage by 1 for a certain period of time. That's really nice. So it's like having speed infusion on an Evan. Swift of Thunder will create Magic Thunder at 5 points. A few extra lines there. And then Dive of Thunder will create Electric Orbs, essentially, as a fusion skill. Excuse me. Now, Elemental Reset, which is currently a 50% passive final damage increase, is getting decreased to 30%. But as you can see, they added that 20% elsewhere. So more or less the same at this point. Magic Debris is another form of a final attack where it summons debris that'll hit up to 15 enemies per piece at a 15% chance. Critical Magic is going to be more or less the same. Magic Resistance, I believe, gives us a slight bit more of status resist. Magic Amplification is the same. And Dragon Potential gives us 20% PDR, which is very nice. Don't have to do anything for it. Now, moving on to 4th job, we have Circle of Mana 4, of course. Circle of Earth looks kind of dope. Looks like it might be high enough to hit 2 platforms on maps with platforms that are closer together. Dragon Breath, Dragons Breathe Fire, so I guess that is fitting. And again, no Damage Reflect. Very nice. Breath Return, what does this one do? Power of Crest creates a burning area for a certain period of time. 150% on 8 enemies for 30 seconds. So we're getting a lot of DPS on Evan with a lot of damage over time, final attack. There's a lot of lines of damage being thrown out there. Breath of Earth, again, no Damage Reflect. Wow, they really don't want to kill Evans anymore. That's really nice. Breath of Wind, any Damage Reflect on this one? You will not take any damage. That's really nice. I hate dying to Damage Reflect. Dive of Earth, no Damage Reflect. All right, looks like a trend. I like this trend. So Dark Fog, actually, so they changed the number of lines from, I believe it's originally 1, and then they changed it to 6, but the percentage is 400. I think that's still stronger than what it is now. I think it's a 1500% damage skill right now. Maple Warrior, same. Hero's Will, same. Enhanced Magic Debris upgrades the previous Magic Debris to a 25% chance for 100% damage on 15 enemies. Magic Mastery is going to be the same. Onyx Will, that 70% stance along with our 30% innate stance is going to give us 100% stance. Very, very nice. Onyx Blessing is going to be 50 magic attack and defense and magic. I want to say that's the same. I'll have to double check that, but I think that's more or less going to be the same amount of magic attack it gives. Dragon Fury, the 35% magic attack increase. High Dragon Potential gives us 20% boss. All right then. Now let's move on to the hyper skills. We have Dragon Swift, Dragon Dive, Dragon Breath. Again, I don't know exactly what all of these skills are. Not all of them are listed here, but there are videos showing all of the skills here on orangemushroom.net, which I will link in the video description below. We still get to keep our giant purple dragon, which is amazing. We get to ride on a dragon that shoots fire and you're invincible. That's pretty dope. And then we get Hero's Oath. Now, again, we did this with Aaron skills. There are some skill changes in a later patch that may or may not be implemented in this current update that's supposed to happen on June 22nd. Now, for Evan, final damage boost did not apply, so we're getting some damage that we were supposed to get. Attack range of each point has been decreased, so it looks like the hitboxes are going to be a little bit smaller. Dive of Thunder, translucency for electric orbs. That can probably be good in bosses where you need to see them. Magic Debris gets a bit of a buff. Circle of Mana. Attack speed would affect this skill has been fixed. Is it not supposed to affect that skill? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's a hold down skill or not. Dragon Breath. Looks like it got buffed all across the board. Breath of Earth. More damage when attacking more than 2 enemies. Breath of Wind. So we don't really need that. That's a really big damage increase, 200% to 80. I think I'm going to be fine with that. Enhanced Magic Debris, again a buff. Dark Fog has a longer cooldown, but it increases passively Magic Debris' damage. Dragon Breath, again, boost on low HP enemies has been decreased from 100 to 40. Dragon Master has a 240-second cooldown. Okay, that skill is really dope. I love it already. I haven't even used it. And we get Summon Onyx Dragon, which gets an extra line and is now translucent, so he doesn't block bosses. That's amazing. So in a nutshell, that is the Aaron/Evan revamp as far as those 2 main classes. Now, this is not the entire update. There's a bunch of events, a bunch of other classes that are getting skills reworked, percentages changed, and whatnot. It's merely scratching the surface. But I wanted to focus on these 2 to get you guys ready to expect what's supposed to happen, if that makes any sense. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't hit the thumbs down button, be sure to subscribe if you have not already. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite part of this revamp is going to be. If you are not an Aaron and you're not an Evan, be sure to leave your class down below and what you're most excited about in terms of the update. If you've gone through and read, maybe a skill got changed, maybe you got buffed, maybe you got nerfed, who knows. Once again, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.